Well, I wanted to find this thing here because I found this kind of funny.
Okay.
Denmark's bestiality problem, it's legal.
Jesus.
Amazingly, the Danes, the Finns, the Hungarians, and the Swedes currently say it's legal to have sex with animals as long as the animals are not hurt. But how would you know? Soon there will be one last place in Europe where people can fornicate with animals, legally anyway.
Thank God.
Yeah. A new law on the table in Denmark proposed to make sex with animals known as zoophilia illegal.
Zoophilia?
Yeah, Zoophilia. Zoophilia.
Zoophilia.
Zoophilia, philia.
Yeah, zoophilia.
Okay, zoophilia.
Yeesh.
The Danish law currently states that humans can have sex with animals as long as the animal didn't suffer.
Well, that's nice.
Which begs the question, how would one know if the animal enjoyed the human sex?
God damn. So do the animals like judge for like size or whatever?
I don't know. I propose a change in the law on the protection of the animals to state explicitly that sexual relations with animals are no longer permitted, Denmark's agricultural minister Dan Jorgensen said in a statement. Animals have to be treated with respect and care, and they have a right to special protection because they cannot say no. If the law passes in Denmark, only Finland, Hungary, and Sweden all remain lawless when it comes to lassie. A similar law was shelved several years ago by the Danish parliament, but Jorgensen hopes this country will adopt the animal cruelty measure this time around, especially considering Denmark's controversial record on animal rights. The country recently was embroiled in an international scandal when zookeepers in Copenhagen slaughtered a baby giraffe named Marius that wasn't compatible with the genetic makeup of other animals in the zoo. Despite offers from zoos around the world to take the animal, the Danes shot the giraffe with a bolt gun and fed it to the lions in front of the zoo visitors, including children.
Okay. All right.
Jorgensen is apparently more concerned that by not reining in Denmark's animal sex laws, the country could become the Wild West of animal sex tourism.
Animal sex tourism.
Yeah, you know how like Gary Glitter went to places where child trafficking was legal.
Are there brochures somewhere?
Yeah, so it's like, hey, come to Denmark, you can fuck a sheep or fuck a cow, and you won't even get arrested for it.
Yeah, we have rare baboons here that you can bang.
Right.
What the hell?
Yeah, we could have like an animal brothel.
Jeez, oh man.
Well, what it'll be today? Oh, you want a giraffe?
Yeah.
We just happen to have. Are you free there, Maisie? This guy wants to bang you.
Look, we got a special on toucans today.
Right.
God damn, man.
A report in the Independent newspaper states that there has been a rise in underground animal sex tourism in Denmark.
Who is the guy that goes and puts on his suit and polishes up his legal degree and goes into court arguing for this? Arguing for fucking animals.
The guy who's got something to lose, I guess. He must be an investor.
You think?
Yeah.
Or he owns a wildlife preserve or something?
People pay lots of money to come here and fuck my animals. I'm not about to get this made illegal.
Yeah, I mean, who is that guy? And what kind of looks does he get walking in and out of court? Jesus. You got to think that they look at him a little funny, don't you think?
I guess.
Good Lord, man. What the hell?
So anyway, there's been a rise in the underground animal sex tourism in Denmark, which we assume does not mean underground animals such as gophers, moles, and prairie dogs.
Yet. That's coming, though.
Denmark already has a handful of animal brothels. Oh, there is brothels. What? Okay, I just was
animal brothels.
I was just making a joke about that, but I guess that is actually a real thing.
I'm looking it up right now. Denmark's animal brothel. Oh, look. Brothels Denmark, change.org. I don't want that. Let me change my search. It'll probably get me arrested. Looking for a brothel, an animal brothel in Denmark. Brothels, Denmark. Oh, no? Okay, go ahead.
Denmark already has a handful of animal brothels, which, according to ICE News, a site specialized in Nordic reporting, charges between $85 and $170 depending on the animal of choice.
Wow.
I want to fuck a rhino. How much is that going to cost me?
What kind of protection would you use for that?
Probably magnums.
Yeah, I'll bet.
Extra thick.
Magnums, all right. Fucking 357,
right? When the rules have been tightened in the rest of Europe, there's a risk that Denmark will be considered a refuge for people with this proclivity. The minister said, according to AFP. That's why I want to send a clear signal that Denmark is not a refuge for people who want to sexually exploit animals.
Wow.
So all you animal fuckers, you're not welcome here anymore. We're closing the border to the animal fuckers.
That's right.
Danish news sources have quoted a recent Gallup poll which found that just 76% of Danish population support the new law.
That's it?
Which implies that 24% of the population would like freedom of movement when it comes to pursuing beasts of pleasure.
Oh, God. God damn it, man. 1 of 4?
1 out of 4 like the fucking animal.
So that means one person in every household is fucking the dog.
Yeah.
God damn, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's brutal.
In a Vice video aptly called Animal Fuckers. I'm really hitting these on the head before I even get to these sentences.
Jesus Christ.
One unnamed man explains what turns him on in the animal kingdom.
Oh, I need to hear this.
I'm into human females. I'm into horse females, he said. That's his name, Jason.
Yeah, Jason the horse.
I'm asexual toward rats.
Ew.
I'm a bit voyeuristic about dogs and women. So he wants to see a dog banging a chick.
Ew.
According to a landmark study called Characteristics of Juvenile Offenders Admitting to Sexual Activity with Non-Human Animals.
Well, I guess humans are animals, I guess.
I want to go back to the Enough's Enough, animals with human intelligence.
That's right.
There is often a correlation between sexual abuse against animals and sexual violence against humans.
Wow. Really? I would have never assumed that.
Studies of adult sex offenders appear to support the co-occurrences of sexual offenses against humans and animals among some offenders, the author writes.
I mean, seriously, dude, if you knew that a guy was fucking a horse, wouldn't you would never assume that he's got marital problems or anything with his wife, would you?
Well, why would you think that?
You know, he just likes horses.
Right.
It couldn't be the result of something bad going on with his chick.
No?
No. Obviously not. He just has different feelings.
Sure.
Is it cheating? If you're married and you're fucking I don't know, raccoon? Is that cheating?
I don't know the answer.
What's more cheating? fucking a raccoon or fucking a fleshlight? Which is closer to actually cheating?
I would imagine because you're dealing with a living thing, I'm going to say raccoon.
You think?
I'm thinking.
I mean, I know that would probably be the one that the woman would probably have more of a problem with, that you were fucking a raccoon
Right.
over a fleshlight.
Sure.
But a fleshlight actually looks like a pussy.
True. But it's not like a human.
pussy.
It's not a real thing, though.
Mm-hmm. What about fucking a real doll? Fucking a real doll, or I don't know, fucking a platypus. Which one do you think the woman would have more of a problem with?
I would think. Well, woman, you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I don't know.
Either way, you're not fucking her.
True.
So she's going to be mad either way. But is she going to be mad that you would fuck a piece of plastic that's designed to look like a better woman than her? Or something with a big flat bill and a flat tail?
Well, I think she'd be pissed either way. I think that's sort of like very subjective.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay. What would the wife be more pissed about? If you were fucking your dog or your neighbor's dog? Would she be more jealous if it was your dog? Do you think she'd have more jealousy?
I don't know if it would be a jealousy thing, to be honest with you.
You don't think that after you told her and you admitted and you apologized for fucking your dog, that every time she saw that dog, she would know that your dick had been up in that dog?
Right.
That dog had given you sexual pleasure?
Right.
You don't think she'd have jealousy of that?
I don't know if it'd be so much jealousy or just outrage.
I think she would be so jealous that she'd have that animal put down.
Really?
Yeah. Is it wrong to put an animal down because it had sex with your partner? I'm exploring this.
I know, but again, I think everybody. I don't
think everybody. I think 1 in 4 need to know.
Well, I know, but what I'm saying is that the reaction to it is it would be different. I mean, I don't think you can lump all women in the way that they would view those kind of things.
Sure. Well, what about a guy? Would a guy be upset if a woman had a panda eat her pussy? Would a guy be upset by this?
I would think so. It's just, again, it depends on what the relationship is, I guess.
I mean, Tim James probably needs to know this. He's in Australia. They have pandas there, don't they?
I don't know. I think that's more China. They have koalas.
Is it China?
They have koalas in Australia.
Koalas, that's right.
Yeah.
What would be more appealing to a woman? Fucking a sloth like me or a three-toed sloth?
So funny.
The whole thing is ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
The point is that, and I hate to say it because as ridiculous as the points are that I'm making here, which is on purpose.
Of course it is. You're just being ridiculous or being absurd.
This shit would really come up if this actually, if they're allowed to if they make it somehow extend the legality of fucking animals.
Right. You're making an absurd point.
Right.
But a point that unfortunately could become reality or probably is reality in some circles.
I guarantee you that if they were to let this Denmark animal fucking go on, if they somehow pass a law that says, hey, it's fine that you fuck an animal.
No. It's currently legal. What they're trying to do is make it illegal.
I know, but if somehow it becomes accepted, if somehow it goes the way of gay sex and before that would have been jungle fever type thing.
No, I think you got it wrong though, because currently, according to the law, it's accepted.
No, according to the law, but not according to the populace.
Yeah, but I'm trying to say that what they're attempting to do
is make it illegal.
No, make it unacceptable.
Right.
That's what they're trying to do, is make it unacceptable. But the way that the law is currently, and God knows how long it's been that way, it's been acceptable.
I would love to know if there's been a guy that has sued yet because his wife put an animal down because he fucked it. I would love to know that. I'm going to Google that right now.
I had a weekend.
Yeah.
We went to Tijuana, Mexico, you know, and we thought it'd be fun, you know, to go to this show. Everyone's, you got to check out one of these shows. And, you know, it's a woman fucking a horse. We get there, and, you know, we think it's going to be awesome, and it is not as cool as it sounds like it would be, man. It's kind of gross.
Yeah.
You think a woman fucking a horse, and you get there, and it's a woman fucking a horse.
Yeah.
It was really giving it to her. And you know what? To be honest, I felt bad for her. We all just felt bad for her.
Yeah.
Kind of felt bad for the horse.
Wow, that's something.
That is something.
That's something. So would you like me to finish the story?
Sure.
According to a landmark study called, I read that part already. The data suggests that juvenile animal offenders should be considered a subgroup of sex offenders, and that 23 of 24 juveniles, that is 96%, who admitted to bestiality also admitted to sexual offenses against humans.
Amazing.
So basically they took sex from an animal, so they just, you know, related that to humans, and they just took sex from a human too.
I can't believe it.
In October, the U.S. Federal Bureau of Investigation turned animal cruelty, including sex with animals, into what is called a top-tier felony, with known offenders kept on a registry similar to sex offenders.
The farm registry.
Right. People who literally love their animals have been tied to a series of side crimes. In August, a woman in New Mexico tried to kill her roommate after they witnessed her having sex with a dog and admitting to having sex multiple times with both roommates' dogs. So there's your point right there. That's exactly what you were going for.
What I was saying.
Yep. In September, a priest who was convicted of 24 counts of pedophilia against Inuit people in Nunavut, Canada, had a bestiality record as well.
Okay.
The animal rights group Occupy for Animals, and them setting up tents over there in Wall Street area,
Right.
Which has a collection of truly disturbing stories and photos about animal rape, is petitioning the European Union to require all European nations to adopt laws against all zoophilic behavior. With the exception of Denmark, Finland, Hungary, and Sweden, all European Union countries have some sort of animal protection laws on their books, even if they stipulate that sex with animals is illegal only if there is injury to the animal.
Right.
While the world looks upon Europe and especially upon the EU as a model in the terms of civilization, a simple search on the internet about animal rape cases that have been reported in Europe, ranging from raped dogs to horses, brings many shocking search results. The group says in an open letter to the European Parliament, sexual abuse of animals is one of the most trivial and obscene expressions of human behavior, one of the sickest practices that can be thought of, and we believe it is truly deplorable that there are no EU laws in place that prohibit and severely punish such sadistic behavior in order to protect defensive animals.
Wow.
So there you are.
Just pulled up an animal rape story.
Right.
Holy shit. Bloody asshole on dog. Oh. Yikes. Holy shit. to read that story. Yeah, get off of that page.
So, anyway, getting back to that slippery slope.
Well, do you want an update to that story?
I do.
Good news! Yesterday, Denmark passed legislation making it illegal for humans to have sex with animals.
Okay.
So it is officially over.
Wow.
The Danish government, or here's what it says. After we contacted the Danish government about this disturbing issue earlier this year, we received this reply from the Ministry of Foods, Agriculture, and Fisheries. The Danish government has decided that a ban on sexual relations between humans and animals shall be implemented in the Danish legislation. Animals must be treated with respect and care and have the right to a high level of protection. When it comes to sexual relations between humans and animals, there is a special concern to be taken into account, as the animals cannot consent to enter into a sexual relation with a human being. Really? Another concern is that it can be difficult to identify and document possible physical or mental damage to the animal as a result of the sexual relation with a human being. And that goes on and on.
Right.
But that's the gist. It is officially illegal now to fuck a goat in Denmark. Boy, what a tragic end.
It took all this time for somebody to say, hey, you know what? I don't think we should be doing that.
I think we should stop that.
Yeah, I don't think we should be fucking animals. What do you think? I don't think that's a good idea either. Hey, you know what? Let's pass a law that says, no, don't fuck your animals.
Yeah. I'd like to know who if anybody voted against it in like Parliament or whatever.
I don't know. That'd be interesting.
That would be. Let's see if I can find that.
Whoever thought we'd morph into fucking animal stories?
Denmark bestiality vote in government. I just want to see if it was like unanimous.
Yeah, was it?
Oh no, it was. Oh, here we go. In a narrow vote.
A narrow vote. So somebody voted against it. They said, hey, you know what? It's not a problem.
Let's see. Denmark has, let's see. Oh, wow, it was narrow. Denmark has outlawed bestiality, putting the small Scandinavian country in line with several European neighbors, including Germany, Sweden, and Norway, in a 91-75 vote Tuesday.
91-75, huh?
Danish lawmakers approved banning sex with animals. 5 abstained.
Wow.
So 80 were either for fucking animals or just didn't want to offer an opinion. And 91 were against. God damn, that is fairly close. That's fucking brutal. Jesus Christ, what is wrong with people? What's worse? Behavior in Baltimore this week or behavior with farm animals in Denmark up until this week?
Oh, I would go with Baltimore.
Baltimore's worse than fucking animals?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I think I'd go the other way, but I mean, sure, they burned some shit down and smashed some cars, but these guys were fucking helpless animals.
Yeah, well, the reason I go that way is because the people in Baltimore were acting like animals.
Yeah, but they weren't helpless.
No, they weren't helpless. I will agree with that point.
They weren't helpless. Only these fucking cows and pigs and horses were helpless. Because they were getting railed in the ass.
Right.
Ugh. I don't know. It's pretty close, though. I'm not going to say it's like this vote. It's not a wide gap here between Baltimore and animal fucking.
Right.
Pretty similar.
So there you go. Denmark joining the ranks of countries that you can no longer go bang a sheep or.
God. So where do I got to go now? I mean, where do people have to go now? I wonder, where is it legal? Let's look that up.
Well, I read it.
Where is it still legal?
Well, in the story that I was reading, it told where it was still legal.
Okay.
It was, let me pull that back.
It's got to be like Cambodia or something.
No.
There's other places in Europe it's legal?
I just read it.
I must have missed it.
No, it was here, let me pull that story back up.
All right.
Denmark was one of the last few European countries that let's see here.
To outlaw it.
Yeah. Denmark. Let's see. Denmark. Come on now.
Who cares?
Well, it was like Sweden and Holland and
Right.
Well,
whatever. Who cares? Neither one of us is looking to fuck a sheep.
Yeah.
So I think we can live without that information.
Well. Here's Europeans pay big for bestiality in barnyard brothels.
God damn.
Here's a Danish animal owner offers his horse to a Danish journalist claiming to be interested in animal sex.
Wow.
Yeah. Denmark's animal bordellos reportedly draw Norwegian clients. But both countries have loopholes that make such establishments legal. Neither Denmark nor Norway has prohibition on sex with animals. So Norway isn't one of them.
What can't you do in Norway? Is there anything you can't do in Norway?
I don't know. I've never been there, and I haven't studied their country that,
They're burning down churches. They're, they've got all the themes for black metal. Half their, isn't that Varg guy? Varg?
Yeah, that's the black metal guy that killed his bandmate, was it?
Killed his bandmate and cut his head off.
Yeah.
He was from Norway.
Yep.
Dude, they have no limits in Norway.
Sure.
That sounds like a scary place to me. I don't know that I'd want to be there.
But there's just a couple of European countries left now.
Yeah, well, yet another thing you can do in Norway. Fuck animals. Yeesh. All right, enough of this animal fucking. My stomach hurts. Not from laughing, from just being grossed out. Jesus Christ.
Well, you got to get up, and it's 9 minutes to the hour, so
Let's go.
So we'll get out of here.
All right.
All right. Well, we want to thank Chris and Pelletieri for being a part of the show tonight. They got a new CD out called Venom.
Yes.
And then again, I want to say how happy I am that Mike Howe is back with Metal Church.
Yes, and I want to apologize for this lackluster show.
Yeah, it was what it is.
It was just fucking nothing really clicking, but we still did some movies.
Yeah, whatever. It'll people say, this will be one of those shows where people, dude, I couldn't believe what I heard. This was crazy.
Yeah, well, good. Enjoy it because I won't be listening back.
Right.
But next week, Air Supply on the show.
Okay.
I'm bringing the guys from Air Supply onto the show next week.
Okay.
Whether people like it or not.
All right.
There you go.
All right. Well, I think that, due to the content of the last hour or so, I think we need to probably end with something that might redeem us.
All right.
I'm going to leave you with some Metal Church.
Not Animal, Fuck Like a Beast.
No. I'm not going to leave you with Guar fucking Animal either.
Nice.
I think that we'll leave you with something that might redeem us and keep us from the gates of hell.
Clean the palate.
No. Yeah, exactly. So I think we need to have a prayer said for us.
All right.
So I'm going to leave you with some Metal Church now that Mike Howe is back, even though this is a David Wayne song.
Okay.
Just watch the children pray.
All right, good.
They're praying for us.
I hope they're not praying for animals to be fucked.
No, they're praying for our souls because we brought the story to light.
Yeah, really. Well, hopefully we'll receive that blessing like tonight.
All right. All right, we're going to get out of here. We'll be back next Saturday. Thanks for everyone hanging with us and tolerating our nonsense.
Yep.
So until next Saturday night, this is Neely along with my very good friend
Chris Hagen.
and we're gone.
Bye, kids.